And chronic conditions, whether that be back pain, headache, shoulder pain, knee pain, affect pretty much all of us at some point in our life. And what to do about chronic conditions will make a big difference in just general overall health and wellness. So addressing that today, talking about some specific things that we can work on. So one big factor is that chronic conditions will actually change the way that we move, will change the way that we think, and it changes the way that we do things and perceive life. So going back to that first one, so for most part, it changes the way that we move. You think of when this started. Knee pain's an easy one to kind of visualize this, is if I have knee pain and it hurts to walk, I'm going to start walking differently. And then if I keep walking differently, it's going to work its way up into that hip low back area. And then that low back then becomes an issue. And then you start walking like this normally, which puts pressure on that other side, which then can affect that knee, affect the ankle, hip, any of it along the chain on either side, and work its way up. So that's part of it, is we start compensating and moving differently. So addressing that early is a big thing that we can do. So one of which is going in for treatment sooner rather than later tends to show that you get better faster. If you're coming in with a problem that's lasted 10 years, it's going to take longer to get better than just 1 or 2 visits. So next one is it actually changes the way that you think about things. So if I have this mental capacity of, if I go downstairs, this will hurt my knee, this will hurt my back, whatever the case, I'm going to avoid going downstairs. Or I'm going to change the way that I do it, which then goes back to what we talked about before. And you get into this cycle of, now I've started to change the way that I think of things, of now stairs are scary because they hurt. And that could be 10 years after the injury, where actually the tissue is no longer injured. You just are afraid to do this because at one point in your life it did hurt. So part of that is changing your perception. And like we talked about with the compensation, is learning how to move differently, and then you realize, oh, I can go down these stairs comfortably and it no longer hurts. So it's retraining the brain to understand what is comfortable. And then being able to just address things and go about this in a smart way is going to help you get better faster. So in the sense of treatment-wise, like I said, going in sooner rather than later tends to be better. Another research study, and this is just common with today, is that medication is out there. Opioids are used a ton, and opioids for chronic pain is actually shown to be very ineffective. So you're taking these pain medication just to make the pain go away enough that you can do things. And then as soon as it wears off, you're back exactly where you started. So being able to change the way that you do things. So in the sense of treatment, coming in for chiropractic care for chronic conditions, we'll definitely do your typical treatment, your adjustments and movement and stretching, things like that. But when it starts to get chronic like this, we've got to change some of those perceptions like we talked about, to be able to, so doing some of these exercises on your own, to be able to learn how to move differently and more comfortable with it. And that's where it's going to take longer on your part to do these activities to get that comfortable motion. And treatment's going to be a little bit more, I'm kind of pushing you along and directing you on the path, but you're the one that's going to be doing more of that work, because it's going to take more work to get out of this problem. So yeah, and this can be applied to any chronic condition, in the sense of things change, and if you don't help them to change back, they usually don't go there, and they don't go the way that we had hoped that they will, which then usually leads to injury down the road. So If you've got a chronic condition, you need something, I'm Dr. Darren Howarth with Summit to Shore Chiropractic. I'd love to help you, and if you have any questions, let me know. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.